Yo, what is good, everyone, and thank you for checking back into the channel. As you do know, we are about to jump into Friday's game, let you know everything that I am thinking about, and if you haven't already, well, you might want to go in order because they will be dropping at the same time. I will have this dropping at the same time as the Thursday recap, so if you haven't checked that out, please be sure to check that out, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me that big like, that big thumbs up, but before I do jump into any of that, please also check out my secondary channel or my primary channel. It depends on what type of fan you are. If you like sneakers, go to that channel, check it out. If you like football, this will be your primary source. But let me shut my mouth on all that promoting, and let's jump into that first game, which will be the Bills visiting the Lions. Now, the number one thing I'm looking for Friday in this game, and it's actually going to be kind of surprising, it's the quarterbacks. But it's not the quarterback we're all looking for. No, it's not that highly paid quarterback. No, not Josh Allen. I want to see what Mitchell Trubisky does. He's probably going to get a lot of playing time this this preseason, and he'll probably, try to redeem himself. I think he's going to be one of the most solid backup quarterbacks in the league because I know he will probably be fine trying to get into that trade bait deadline, trying to get into one of these teams. Who knows? Maybe the Raiders. No, they got too many backup quarterbacks on their team. But he'll be looking for a starting job, and I think this will be the time for him to show out. Like I said, redeem, try to get that Chicago taste out of his mouth. He said he's happy that he has a team that finally loves him. I think we blew that out of proportion, but I do think he's happy to finally be somewhere where, the limelight's not on him, where he's not that number 3 overall pick, where he doesn't have to be in the shadows of a Mahomes or a Watson. Yes, he will still be in that shadow, but it's not as big as when he's a backup. Yes, right now he is a bust. I'm not going to say anything less than that, but right now he's got the time to relax and just play ball, and maybe that'll be the best thing for him. Now let's go to the Lions. Their quarterback, it's their starter. Not a lot of people paid attention to that trade. All they paid attention was Matthew Stafford going to the Rams. But let's see what Jared Goff does with Detroit. That is a whole new look team. The wide receivers aren't the same. The quarterback, Jared Goff, of course, not the same. They're used to Matthew Stafford back there. DeAndre Swift is a running back there now. That is a whole new look team. I do see Detroit, they probably will struggle a lot this year, but it's young. It's got talent there. Let's see what they do. Nobody knows anything about this Detroit team. I'm excited to see what they are about. And the next thing with Buffalo, a lot of people don't think he's on a cut candidate, but Cole Beasley, he is a strong receiver, but when it comes to his mouth, he's also strong in the Twitter game as well. And I think that's going to hurt him. If he doesn't perform this preseason, I think he could be a strong cut casualty in this preseason. And I think it's something they need to watch out for, and I think it's something he needs to watch out for as well. They could try to trade him to get some value for him, but I don't even know if his value is that high right now because it's nothing wrong about being opinionated. Man, I'm doing that right now. I'm letting my opinions flow. But when you're in that type of position, sometimes you just might as well hide under the wire. But I get it. Also, you want your voice to be heard, but you also got to back it up with your play, too, and let them know what's good. Now, next game we have slated for Friday will be the Titans versus the Falcons. And the number one thing I'm looking for is going to be on the Falcons side. It's going to be their quarterbacks. This is going to be the preseason theme. But the main one is going to be Matt Ryan. We heard going on in all offseason was, is he going to be traded? Is he going to move? Was it going to be him and Julio, or are they going to start all brand new? Well, they got rid of Julio. They kept Matt. And it wasn't anything favored or anything like that. It was Julio probably wanted out more. Atlanta probably couldn't get out of Matt Ryan's contract. He's got to prove himself now. I mean, he's getting up there in age, but he's still very talented. He can still do some things. He knows how to sling that thing, and he needs to prove himself because Atlanta, they've been known for the team that, they're going to build that big lead and then stumble at the end. They did that in 6 games last year. They're going to need to find a way to win some games, and that's another thing I'm going to focus on with as well, is they got the new coach from Tennessee. Maybe that's a good mesh. Maybe they need that type of thing to rejuvenate his career. Maybe that'll be something great for Matt Ryan. We'll just have to see. But also, let's go to Tennessee. We're probably not going to see a lot in this game, maybe not at all in the preseason, but let's focus on Tennessee's firepower. They got Julio Jones. They got A.J. Brown. They got Derrick Henry. Now, will they be a still run-heavy team, or will they implement the pass more? Because Ryan Tannehill looks great with that run heavy, but if they implement the pass more, maybe we'll see his true strengths, or maybe we'll see his weaknesses. Who knows? But I do still think this team will run through Derrick Henry, but that is a solid option to have in Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. They're trying to compete with KC and the Buffaloes in the world to get to that next level. Julio Jones might be the thing to take them over the top. We'll just see how that meshes and blends together. And speaking on Julio Jones, of course, I'm going to move this over to the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver game. We already know Calvin Ridley's the number one. I think he's going to be a proven number one. I think he did it last year. And honestly, I think he was taken over for Julio. Not saying he's better than Julio, so cut that out. But I'm saying he is a solid number one. He will be a superstar in this league. There's no worry there. But the number two guy, Russell Gage, he's had his flashes, but can he be a solid number two? Can they be a solid duo? I think they can, but we'll just have to see, because he will be someone you got to watch out for in your fantasy football drafts as well, because I had him last year and I had to cut him, pick him up, and he was just that type of player. He had those hit and miss type of weeks. Can he be consistent? We'll just have to see how that goes throughout the year. And the last game to close out Friday will be the Cowboys visiting the Arizona Cardinals. And of course, yes, I said common because it's common. But we're going to be focused on the Cowboys quarterbacks and not the one we want to see, because he's not going to be playing this preseason probably. But they're backups. Man, like, I just don't get it how you don't invest in a quality backup. Like, there's no strong backup that's behind Dak. If you expect to win and you know your quarterback, Dak Prescott, isn't completely healthy and you don't know how the season's going to pan out, why not invest in that? We're just going to see how Dallas does in the preseason, see if they tend to go in a new direction or if they just really believe Dak's going to be healthy. Now I'm going to move on to Arizona. And Arizona had, I guess you would want to say, a quiet but very strong offseason. They lost some pieces, they gained some pieces. But what I really love is their, I don't want to say new look offense, but I love their new wide receiver duo with DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green. Everyone thinks A.J. Green is over the hill. Like, no, he is a talented wide receiver. He just didn't fit in with Cincinnati anymore. I mean, when you got Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and now you got Jamar Chase, he just wasn't going to fit in. The grass may be greener on the other side for him, and I think he's going to ball out, and I think this will be a big move for Kyler Murray, and I think this will help him out a lot as well. And let's stay with Arizona, but let's flip sides. The defense, the D-line in specific, can J.J. Watt stay healthy all year? Because if he can, him and Chandler Jones, now there was rumors that Chandler Jones could be traded. I don't see that happening. That would be bizarre. Arizona better not do that. That D-line will be deadly. And honestly, Buda Baker as a safety, I don't know too much about their cornerbacks, but if that D-line's strong, that means there's a lot of tip balls, a lot of hurried passes. That means those cornerbacks can get a lot of picks. So Arizona's defense was not that great last year. It was like mid-tier. Let's see if they could take that next step. And speaking of next steps, we're going to stay with defense, but we're going to go to the big D. We're going to stay with Dallas. Their defense, flat out horrible. What did they do to make it better? We got to see the additions, see how it helps, because I didn't really see too much in the secondary, which is really what they struggled in last year, to make it better and elite. Yes, we know the firepower you got on the offense with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke, Dak healthy. That's like a Super Bowl caliber offense. You going to let your defense destroy that? Trust me, I know too much about that. 2 years ago, ask me. Yeah, Kansas City fan. Defense screwed us out of a Super Bowl. You need to get that D together. We'll see if they made enough moves. Honestly, I don't even know if they made any moves to make it and solidify them as being good this year. Closing thoughts. Nah, this ain't no closing thoughts. This is more of me promoting myself. I just want to thank you guys for checking back into the channel. Please do subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. I want to see this channel grow. I want every football fan in the world to tune into this. I want this to be their primary source. This is just going to be a fun channel. Like I said, please do subscribe to it. Please do check out my Twitter page. I do be having a lot of fun on it. I just be retweeting a lot of things, just speaking my mind. The underscore will be at Hydrate702. Please follow it. I will be on there consistently throughout the day. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? Please give me that big thumbs up. Please like this video. And with that, take care. Peace.